Hi, my name is Koleka Putuma. I'm a poet from Cape Town, South Africa, and I will be sharing a poem from my new collection of poetry, Hello, Bye-bye, Koko, Come In, titled You Built This Country with Your Movements Too. Let us begin with in the treason trials, tongues trialed long after they had been cut off, the children you could not raise while detained or hiding, the statues erected of men you married, served, and fought alongside, prisons and detentions built for your defiance, in your defiance. Let us begin with in the factories, kitchens, mines, underground meetings, within the minutes unaccounted for, or only counted if you lived and died in service or struggle. The regime made you bait and cannon fodder, your freedom monitored by Caspers and curfews. You built this country with your movements, too. Detained and banned under the Suppression of Communism Act, you hid and moved MK soldiers from their home, kept some in farm worker compounds, others in canning factory compounds opposite police stations, kept in solitary confinement for a year without visitors or reading matter, charged and sentenced to 5 years for belonging to a party that only served you because you served it in return. You led demonstrations ending in the burning of permits and died under banning orders. You incited fight and resistance when Black people were forced to make homes out of chaos and transit. You liberated this country with your tongue, too, conscientized in isiXhosa, English, and Afrikaans, fluently, addressing different groups of people in their language. You traveled the country with petitions to be delivered to the union buildings during the Women's March, fought for better wages and conditions for women who looked like you. Who were you? Who were you when you were not Rocky or leading the most militant union in the country? You built this country with your alias, too. Spent 2 years in Kroonstad prison, 2 years in Pretoria Central Prison, and 1 year in Klerksdorp before your release in 1982. Mother of Black freedom, you built this country with your freedom, too. And you, and you, and you. You organized demonstrations, strikes, and other acts of civil disobedience. Arrested while 4 months pregnant, you were the first woman in South Africa to be jailed for MK activities. You built this country with your ransom and your rage, too. You served in Barberton, Potchefstroom, Pretoria Central Prison, and Kroonstad for 15 years, South Africa's longest-serving woman political prisoner. You worked as a shop steward, a typist, and a tea-girl. Sometimes the synonym for survival was camouflage, or multitask, or both. Gunned down in the courtyard of your home on 1 December 1986, your killers were granted amnesty by the TRC in 1999. This country cost you your life too. You died having never carried a pass, fought in a crusade waged with your blood, for your blood. Your comrades would later make history and omit you from it. Your comrades would later teach about prisons that only had men in them. And when freedom finally came, without equality or justice, the feast at democracy's table was prepared in silence. You do not speak about the camps, the riots, the interrogations, the legacies of Jack Rowling. You do not count the affairs, the informants disguised as allies. You do not count all the things the struggle cost you. You do not bind this ledger with memory or resentment. This country erased you in its quest for freedom, too. This country erases you in its quest for freedom, too.